Don't forget to back up. Alright, welcome race fans. We're on night 3 of the qualifying races. Hold on just a second. Okay, you should have an invite to get in. I got a blue screen to get in. Yes.
I apologize for his microphone. It sounds weird, but thank y'all for joining us. This is Keystone Cowboy. Appreciate y'all joining in this evening. Like I said, night 3 of the qualifying, last chance qualifying to get into the All-Star event. And should be some good racing tonight. Once again, Charlotte, 13%, 28 laps. He actually got the tire wear right this time, so it shouldn't be people having to pit for fuel and tires like Monday night. But as y'all seen last night, Monster, congratulations. He had a heck of a car Monday night, so to see him, qualify his way in last night, it's nice to see he could do it again. We got some wild cards tonight. We've got Ty, we've got Warpig, we've got Jamie, a couple others in there. Just throwing it out. So, should be some good races.
Is this still acting up?
No. Can I join you yet?
Yeah, last night. Yeah, you can join. I'm sorry. I was trying to tell you that as it went live. So the race is going. We got Ty Racing started on the pole. Warpig P2. Those guys are still in front. Jamie sitting in P3. He in the 9 car. Still in 3rd. Batman in the 14. So we got Scarab and Batman. Those guys battling it out for the top 5. Looks like the second pack has lost a little bit so far. 17 of Steve, 6 of D-Hart, 45 of S7 Baby Yaga. I expect Steve and CD Hart to get back up there. Baby Yaga, he's a little bit new to me. I've seen him race once or twice. Both times he kind of lost the draft and fell back, so we'll see how that works out for them. I know you're not happy that CD Hart's sitting in the 6 car, but don't worry, even if he advances, you can't have it come next week.
I told him before I left the chat that he better do that car justice tonight.
I mean, listen, if I had to pick 3 race favorites entering this, Ty Racing, Warpig, these guys run good all week. But my 3 favorites to advance are actually the 14, the 17, and the 7. And I say that as the 10 and 55 are working well together right now to try to walk away from the rest of the field. So we're going to have to wait and see. But it's still really early, not even 5 laps in, as I'm seeing the 10 catches the apron. Now they're side by side. So much for that single file racing.
Jamie trying to capitalize, trying to close that gap and make this a 3-way battle. Because usually, like, we've seen Monday night with Monster and B29. If it's just the 2 of you, there ain't no sense in, battling. Just run. But now that you've got these other cars getting up there that are not in the qualifying spots, they're going to do everything they can to get there. So,
yeah, it's interesting to me that we keep seeing so much racing all the way through the field. Even that baby Baba Yaga guy, he's back there. He's still in the pack here. I expected all week to be more like a Daytona style, right? There's only 8 cars out there. Why not ride? Make it, even if you're in dead last, you don't have to make moves in the first, 20 laps. You can do it in the last 8 as people start losing their handling or, stuff like that. I feel like it's too soon, especially right here the 14-9 side by side. That's letting the first 2 walk away of Warpig and Ty Racing, who these guys raced all week. Scarab has also in the 14. Jamie, this is his 2nd race. But here comes that 17 and the 6, 2 guys I told you I expect to see up front by the end of this one. And they're not disappointing. They lost the draft earlier, but here they are making a move for 4th and 5th.
Well, maybe they can pull a real-life Buescher and Keselowski and start in the back and work their way up together through the field like they tend to do here, this season.
Yeah, and so the reason they actually run the 17 and the 6 is last night I had to leave after the broadcast. I had 2 league races I was in, one with Jamie and them. Jamie's league, that is the 9, the 5, and the 14 in this race. They're all running one league on Tuesdays. And then the 17 and the 6 are actually teammates in a team-based league on Tuesday night. So that's why they're in those 2 cars. So, it's going to have to see if they work well together here tonight. But they do work really well in the Tuesday league, them and the Coast to Coast Racing League that I partake in.
Seems like Batman and Baby Yaga have lost the draft to the 2nd pack, leaving him out the drive back there at the rear of the field. So
Yeah, Jamie's in danger of losing him right now too, as he's a few car lengths back.
That 17 is definitely on a roll.
Yeah, he's quick. Like I said, he was one of my favorites to win. But the 3 cars in this second pack, all 3 of those were my favorites to win if I had to pick and assume based on who I've raced with and what I've seen so far this week. Ty Racing and Warpig, don't get me wrong, by now they should have a down pack. They have that good lead. They've seen what's worked for other people. But they've been about mid-pack, second-pack cars all week. So, but that's kind of the way this works, as the top 2 drivers get taken out of contention to race the following week, right? Because they've already advanced. You're taking the top 2 cars out, so now 3rd and 4th become your top 2, and then 5th and 6th, and tomorrow night it'll be the next 2 in order. But we are 2 nights out of the 5 nights in, so we're about halfway after this race, where only two more nights left to advance, and Friday only 1 car advances. So you're running out of spots to be taking come next Monday.
Right. Well, it's definitely going to make things a little bit more dicey moving forward, because people, who finished 5th, 6th, not quite there, as they know, like you said, the top 2 not running anymore. They're going to be that much more desperate to get to those top 2 spots, which is probably going to increase just the wildness of the racing.
Yeah, and just to throw this out there, so Warpig and Ty Racing, the top 2 drivers right now, these guys are locked into Xfinity next season. Both drivers advanced. The rest of this field is a truck series for next season. And the 17 of Steve M, this is actually his debut in G3 racing, is this race right here. So he's actually doing a really good job. C.D. Hart, I think he ran 2 of the truck races last season. But yeah, this is Steve's debut. He was been around. He was in the chat all of last season. But he was finishing up another league, and now he's ready to go full-time with our truck. So good seeing these guys that, been around a bit, but nobody heard from him, nobody's seen him, and now they're finally getting to see what he can do.
Well, the fact that he's in the 2022 cars, keeping up with Warpig and Ty Racing at Charlotte, I'd say it's a pretty good sign.
Blakey T out there, he knows Steve. He's out there rooting for him in the YouTube land. Thanks for the first comment out there, Blakey. Yeah, this has become a 4-car race. The 55 and the 10, I don't know if they started racing because they realized those other cars were catching them or what, but contact is made.
Alright, now it's a 5-car battle.
Yeah, you got 2 Roush Fenwick cars, you got this 55 car, and then you got 2 Stuart Haas.
Get it right.
I'm sorry, Roush Fenwick Keselowski cars. Then you got the 55, I don't really remember that team, maybe Spire, I'm not sure. And then 2 Stuart Haas cars right there.
I believe you're right. I believe the 55 is Spire Motorsports in this game.
Yeah, the game it's always ooh, Ty Racing. One of those guys that has just been getting upset, feeling like he's one of the faster guys every night that we do this. He actually said in the chat earlier today, he said, I'm the fastest guy remaining. I've been in the top 3 all week.
Catches the wall. Here they come 2 by 2 across the start-finish line.
I think Warpig led that lap.
I think he did.
And I don't know how many of the viewers out there know anything about Warpig, but Warpig is known as Mr. Consistency.
3 wide coming
4
out
wide.
there, Warpig catches the wall. Whoa. 3 wide still with the 6-car CD taking the lead going into turn 3.
C.D. Hart with the lead. The 14, look, they're scared now. He's around Steve. So we have a 5-car battle all under a blanket for a qualifying spot, and don't count those other 3 out right now, because if this action keeps up like this, I'm noticing Jamie, Batman, and Baba Yaga back there, they are starting to line up. I know that looks like an insurmountable distance, but if these guys keep battling and your nose to tail, you can make it up.
Looks like they've got about 3/4 of the straightaway.
So I'm going to say maybe 2.5, 3 second gap, probably.
Something along those lines.
This is what they don't want to see, these top 5 cars singling out. Unfortunately, guys, nobody out there that I know of is streaming, so I can't get an accurate lap count. However, I'm going to say we're probably about 12 to 14 laps. I'm saying we're about halfway at this point.
Yeah, something like that. Definitely somewhere between 10 and 15 mark.
We were doing that last night. The race for second was pretty intense, and we weren't sure when it was over, so we started calling like the last 3 laps like it was last one. And then the 1 lap that we're like, oh, I guess there's plenty of time. That was the last one. I don't expect to see that 17 stick his nose out on that 6. Like I said, they race together. They're both newer to this league. Again, CD Hart ran a couple races last season, but that's about it. So they're the only people they really know out there are each other. So I expect them to continue to work together. Warpig makes a move. CD Hart goes down to block that line. Can Steve get the runners? Now Warpig going to break that Roush Fenway Keselowski duo up, sitting P1 and P2.
I think the 6 is trying to stay a little bit high to give him that draft to try to pull him around Warpig. Let's see if it's going to work as they make a little bit of contact, it looks like, but not too much. Still side by side, coming out of turn 2, heading down the backstretch.
Yeah, 10 and the 14 working real hard back there as they're trying to line up so they can get back into it. Blakey T. Blakey T, I'm going to give you some airtime with your car. Batman Pew Pew, my brother, out here driving that number 5 machine of Blakey T. He just lost the draft early. Him and the 45 were battling. And then the 9, he just straight lost the draft. But those top packs were drafting and stuff like that. So the 9 was trying to drive all by himself and just couldn't keep the pace.
Yeah, he was there with him, and I think he caught the apron, slid up, caught the wall, and he just slowed him down too much.
Yeah, I'm liking what I'm seeing out here. This top 5 pack, they're singling out, they're getting racy at times, but basically when it matters the most, when one of these guys starts losing the draft, there's 2 cars back there drafting as the top 3 start battling, but you can clearly tell the 6 and the 17 are working together as a team, and I can't say I blame them. It's a good move out there. Only 2 people can advance. You don't want to work as a group of 3, but if you're working with just one other person, might as well just stick to their bumper, make them your number 1.
It looks like Ty's going to try to use the draft on the high side off the 17 to make a move around Warpig as they come out of turn 4 side by side with the 14. We're going to shuffle in there.
Yeah, this is
14. Don't want to push him.
This is something I said last night. If you're sitting 3rd, 4th, and 5th, it's not a big gap right now, but you can make your shot. You can take your shot if you're in 5th to try to get in 4th. You can take your shot from 4th into 3rd. But once you see a 2 or 3 car gap from 1st and 2nd back to you, you really need to stop being racy and stay up with the leaders, because otherwise it'll get out of hand. And we've seen that all week with Monster Racing. He's just allowing the other cars to race, and he's just tearing off by himself. Blakey T out there said Batman's got his special 6th gear. He's not using it. He only knows of the 5.
I'm waiting to see how long before these cars have 6 gears.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be much longer. They'll have 12 gears like the F1s here soon.
Paddle sisters.
Yeah.
Looks like the 14 is got in front of Warpig. So Warpig's running up the top 5 right now, but those 2 back there are falling off.
The best thing that they can have right now is the 10 just caught that draft again of the top 2. They're going to need the 10 to get out there and be racy almost immediately to get them back in that predicament.
But also, if you're Ty in the 10 car, you know that they need your draft to catch y'all, and you just stay hooked up to the 17 until, say, the last lap and a half, and then try to make your move in.
I don't know if I would do the last lap and a half. We've seen the 6 and the 17 work so well together that you have to expect they're going to continue. I think you're going to have to do is about 2 or 3 laps because you have to separate them. Maybe like right here, I'm actually surprised that the 17 stepped out. I'm not so sure he actually stepped out as much as he was trying to block the 10 from making the move. Either way, the 10 has been able to separate it.
As Ty squeezes in between them.
In the 55 and the 14, I'm not seeing them nose to tail on the straightaways. The 55 seems to be in a different lane most of the straightaway. That's not going to work for them. They really need to line up. Now, you can separate a little in the corner and run a different line, but you got to be nose to tail on these straightaways.
Oh, absolutely. You got to get as much as that draft as you can, even if it's just 2 cars. 2 cars is better than 2 solo cars.
I went away just showing you guys this backpack of Jamie, Batman, and Baba Yaga. Batman's now getting in front of them. Yes, this is 6th, 7th, and 8th out of only top 2 advance, so we're not going to pay a lot of attention to them. Just want to make sure everybody's getting a little bit of airtime out here. And the 55 and 14, yeah, they made a pass, and now they've lost a lot of ground. Oh, 17 in the wall.
Oh. So I think Ty is definitely trying to keep them separated because I think he knows the 6 is trying to get the 17's bumper on that high line. And Ty is having none of it as he cuts down, and here comes the switch trying to cross over on the high side.
Yeah, we might be getting down to like 5 or less to go, and so this might be more blocking than actually racing at this point. 55 and 14, they're going to have to work their tail off to get up in there, but they're still in, well, they're kind of like what that second pack was now. I'm going to say they're probably about 2 seconds back. 10 car needs to be careful with these aggressive blocks that he's doing by dropping down there, because you can easily mess yourself up catching that apron, going to the corner. It shoots you high. The 6 can get by, but the 10 may also be trying to get the lead.
6 loses it.
Oh, he's coming back up. Oh no, that was not the last lap. They're still running, right? No, that's it.
Nope, that was it.
So Ty Racing and Steve. Awesome. Well, that makes more sense. I was wondering why he stepped out that bad, but now I know. That was all or nothing right there.
Yes, it was. And it looks like when they started breaking loose, he just held the throttle down and said, "This is do or die," and that's what happened. All right then. So tomorrow night we will have another round of last chance qualifying.
Yeah, and
Ty and Steve will not be in it.
And tomorrow night's going to be the final 2 drivers advance. Remember, come Friday, only 1 guy will advance. But we're going to go ahead and end this broadcast now. So we'll see you guys tomorrow night.